Namaste. This is Sai Patil. I live in New York, and today I have this opportunity to talk to you. I'm really happy sitting thousands of miles away. This wonderful connection we share, and the whole credit goes to Sangha. This year, of course, we have another great opportunity to celebrate this common thread. The common thread, as I said, was Sangha, is mainly because we all proudly call ourselves Hindu. And before we talk further, I would like to tell you a story, which I actually did not know very recently. And when I heard this story, that provoked a lot of thoughts. And that's why I really want to share this story with you. All of us have heard a name called Thomas Alva Edison. This is a great scientist with a lot of inventions. When he actually came up with one of his very significant and very popular inventions, which used to be called gramophone records. Some of us might have seen those records. The recent or modern version of that could be called CDs. So today, all the music lovers or all the people who enjoy videos and recorded stuff, they owe their all the credit to this great scientist called Edison. So when Edison actually came up with this idea that he could record somebody's voice, he wanted to share this with the entire world. And at that time, now we have all these journals, scientific journals, where we publish research and the whole world gets to know about it. They had this way of presenting this kind of research in front of a great audience where all the scientists and philosophers of the world would come together. So he wrote a letter to another very well-known philosopher at that time called Max Muller, and told him that he would like to share something very important with the scientific and intellectual community. So Max Muller wrote, "Why don't you come down here?" Because in Europe, basically Edison was in America, and he said, "We are having this great gathering of a lot of philosophers, scientists, and thinkers of Europe, and why don't you come and present your work here?" So Edison was very happy. He took a boat, went down there, and the first day in the morning, he went there and he said, "I would really like to share something which I think is very important for the entire mankind and the future of mankind." So he said, "Before I demonstrate that, I would like Mr. Max Muller to stand up and say something which he thinks is very important." So Max Muller stood up and said something. Edison did what he wanted to do on his little machine, went back to the lab, and in the evening session he came back. And when he came back, he actually played his instrument, and where everyone could hear Max Muller as it is, the way and what he said in the morning, they could hear his voice as it is. And for them at that time, it was just unbelievable. They all just were amazed. Today we don't find it very amazing, and what's a big deal? We can record everybody's voice and replay it. But imagine, almost 100 years ago, it was a big deal. And Edison made it happen. And everybody was so thrilled. They were happily jumping and shouting and clapping. They were just mesmerized with this great invention of Edison. After all this joy, Max Muller told everybody to calm down and take their seats. And he said, "This is great. I think this is a wonderful invention. But do you guys know what I said in that recording and what that sentence is?" The moment he said that, everybody started looking to each other. You know how we say it was Greek and Latin to them? That's how their faces were. But if it was actually Greek and Latin, they would have understood it, because they were all from Europe. But this was even beyond their understanding, something beyond what even they knew. And being European thinkers and philosophers, they thought they know everything. But then Max Muller stood up and said, the line which I said was the first line ever written by mankind in the first book ever written on this earth, which actually was written when all of us on this side of the earth were jumping from trees to trees and didn't even know how to cover our bodies. These people sitting in the eastern part of the world, in India specifically, were sitting down and writing these great books with the philosophy which is and the rules which are applicable to the entire universe. So they were talking about the entire philosophy applicable to the entire world. And that's why I said this line called Agni Mile Purohitam, which is from the Vedas, Rig Veda actually, the first book. And I said this because I wanted to show my gratitude to these great sages and saints of India who actually gave this tremendous wealth of knowledge to the entire mankind. And the whole audience stood up and gave a standing ovation to all our sages and saints. When I heard this story, I thought, these people who practically have no connection to Bharat and to Hindus per se, they tried to learn so much and they knew what we had given to them. Even today, if you think about it, there are so many people in the United States who actually practice yoga, who actually are practicing Hindus, so to speak. They appreciate what we have to offer through yoga, through our philosophy, through our different messages to this world, which practically, eventually, are capable of solving a lot of problems this world is facing today. For example, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole problem today of fighting and bickering and having problems with within the communities would not actually exist if everybody understands the basic philosophy which Hindus have shared, that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world is like one big family. And people outside Bharat who are not actually born Hindus have started realizing this and appreciating this. Unfortunately, us Hindus, you know how we have this phrase, Ghar ki murgi dal barabar? That's exactly what we have been doing. We have not realized the importance of it. And if we want actually the whole world to understand what we stand for, we need to understand and digest it first. And if we are not proud about who we are, what we have to offer, we have no right and we have no way to stand up in front of the whole world and tell them how great we are and how great solutions we offer. And that's why today we have this golden opportunity in front of us to use this next year, which we are going to celebrate as Swami Vivekananda's 150th birth anniversary, to go to the world and spread the message. But before we do that, let's understand ourselves who he was. Fortunately for us, for Hindus, we were very lucky. From time to time, you know how we have the shloka in Bhagavad Gita, wherein Krishna says that every time when there is a calamity, there is going to be, God is going to take its form and come and save the humanity. For us, we always have had somebody or the other come to our rescue. It may be not necessarily God, but great personalities. And for example, we have had Shivaji Maharaj. We all know the story, and with such unbelievable circumstances, what he could achieve is remarkable. We have had Maharana Pratap. In the modern history, we had Dr. Jain Guruji. And if we didn't have people like this, I don't know if we would be sitting here today and enjoying this freedom we enjoy. And that's why especially this year, when we have this wonderful opportunity, when this young Hindu sadhu came all the way across the ocean, came thousands of miles away from Bharat, stood here on this very ground of America and said, "My sisters and brothers of America," wherein the entire hall stood up with a standing ovation to him. Nobody knew him. Nobody had any clue who this guy is. He had no money to survive for so many months in America. But purely with his dedication to what he had come to achieve, just because he completely believed that he had to spread this message of his great heritage, he could do it. He did it. And people till today have not forgotten him. In fact, where I live in New York, very close by to that, is a place called Ridgely Manor, where Swamiji had stayed for a few weeks. Even today, they have saved some of his belongings, and there is a registry or a guest book there, wherein Swamiji had signed his name in as a guest, and the date goes December 1st, 1900, and they have still saved it in a very, very good condition. These guys knew what this great Swami was and what he had to offer. Swamiji did a tremendous job in his very small span of his life. Today, as his future generation, we definitely have tremendous responsibility on our shoulders to share his dream, to fulfill his dream. And Sangha has given us this medium of doing it. We are celebrating this 150th birth centenary, not just because we want to do big programs and, reach out to maximum crowd, but also we start from ourselves. Let's try and study Swamiji's life so that it can teach us something. It can give us some inspiration, ignite some spark somewhere, wherein we can think that with so many difficulties, with so many adverse conditions, if he could achieve so much, we have everything and anything possible to our disposal today. Can we make use of it? Can we make the best out of it? And can I do my share? If we can think about this, if we can start reading about Swamiji's life, the stories are just unbelievable. We definitely will get connected to it. And then we will start thinking what I can do. How can I pick up my share? And I'll just close my remarks with a last story, which also I thought very, very remarkable when I heard it. This is a fictional story, of course. So when sun was ready to set on India, and you know how when there is a night in that part of the world, then there is a morning on the other part of the world. So because of the rotation. So as the story goes, when sun was ready to set on India and was going to shine somewhere else, he was a little worried and said, if I set here, it's going to be all darkness, and how people are going to do and how they are going to survive. So one small diya, our small diya which we lit in front of our God, the small diya, the Panti came and told sun, you don't worry about it. You go do your job. Till you come back, I will keep lighting here and keep giving the light to my surroundings, whatever small that surrounding may be. But I'll do my job till you come back. Think about this. If we all become those small diyas, that Panti, and we do our job sincerely, I think we will achieve whatever we want to achieve. And that's what today I genuinely and sincerely appeal to all of you, that let's take our share, let's do our job, and then we don't have to worry about our next generation, next to next generation. Then the world will be a better place for everybody. Namaste. Dhanyavad.